Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of First Look, Final Word, the podcast where we take you along to see a movie with us. My name's Pete.
And I'm Trevor. Thanks for listening in, you wandering children. Maybe you wandered over to this podcast.
It's
Today,
not really child-friendly, though, to be fair, so I'd be
yeah.
fair warning.
Well, today we're seeing Weapons by Zach Cregger.
Is that how you pronounce it?
I did. Well, I looked it up, and I hope the source I looked up was correct. Because I'm not confident.
Please don't come for us.
When all but one child from the same class mysteriously vanish on the same night at exactly the same time, a community is left questioning who or what is behind their disappearance. So there we go. If you're new to the podcast, Pete and I, we are mobile. We're about to drive to the theater to see Zach Cregger's Weapons, and we're going to give you our immediate reactions to the movie as soon as we leave.
Yeah, but spoiler free as well, so don't get worried about that.
Yeah. We'll do spoiler free first before giving you lots of warning.
Yeah, and then we'll dig into the spoilers and get really into the third act stuff and what we really think of it.
Well, really, yeah, you're on a trip to see a movie with us, basically.
Yeah, that's kind of the idea, right?
And we're kind of getting back into the swing of things. It's been
busy summer, right, Trevor?
Yeah, it's like 3 weeks off, I guess we took, or something.
I guess so,
something close to it.
It's good to be back, and welcome, guys. Thanks for sticking with us.
Yeah, last episode we did was Fantastic Four,
yes.
Where we didn't know if I would be able to provide like my review of the movie.
Yeah, I still don't know if I know your opinion on that movie, actually.
Well, I went to Portugal for a couple weeks with my family.
Did you see it in Portuguese?
And I saw it in so we saw it in Lagos, Portugal.
Oh, nice.
It was a very old theater. I brought my whole family, so my 3-year-old and 8-year-old, and it was their first Marvel movie.
There you go.
And there were like 2 other people in the movie with us. So it speaks to how that movie did in Europe and overseas.
Didn't really do too well.
I quite liked it. I thought it was obviously the best Fantastic Four movie.
High praise, yes.
I liked all the characters. I think I'm still kind of processing how I feel about the first act. So it almost feels like Mission Impossible Final Reckoning and in the editing and pacing.
No, interesting
of it.
I've not heard that comparison before, and I didn't really get that, so it's interesting you say that.
Well, and it also kind of took me a minute to settle in to it. Like,
yeah, it's definitely it's not really, that wasn't what I was expecting in terms of the way it was paced and edited, for sure.
Well, I'd say it's certainly a sister film to Superman, because they both just,
it's interesting that they both just
dump
drop
us
you in it, right?
Yeah. Well, even more so for Fantastic Four, it kind of drops them in, like, what is it, like 5 years after?
I think
or
so.
Something?
Right? It was, is it the 5-year anniversary?
Was there already like an institution?
Yeah, exactly. Point? Yeah.
So it was very interesting. I loved all the performances. I think especially Vanessa Kirby. I really loved.
She was great. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, so I'm pretty positive overall. I don't know what star rating I would give it.
Yeah, I can't remember what I gave it, but yeah, if you want to hear more about my opinions on it and my sons who joined me to fill in for Trevor, then you can check out our Fantastic Four episode.
Yeah, and you guessed it on Marvelous Marathon.
Yes,
as well.
Check those guys out over at Marvelous Marathon. They kindly added me into their mammoth 4-hour episode.
Yeah,
I'm only in at I only drop in at the end. I don't think I could have handled talking about it for another 4 hours, but no, that was real fun. So thanks again to those guys, and check them out if you're a Marvel fan, for sure.
It does seem like Fantastic Four is not getting its fair shake. Like, people have a bit of
it's
Marvel
really
fatigue.
Not. Yeah, I know,
and
I think it's definitely still happening.
Well, this and Thunderbolts both have had amazing word of mouth, but then
they've been
not
really
good legs.
No, like I had kind of expected Fantastic Four to do better, and especially with good word of mouth it was getting. I thought it was going to do well, but it kind of just seemed to hit the brakes, and it's not even cracked 500 million, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't. Well, and I think like Superman will probably outgross it, which is
easily.
Like, I think no one would really have thought that was going to happen. It's not like Superman's been like a smash success. Like, it's done fairly well, but
it's done okay. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe just the days of movies just doing gangbusters is over. I guess we'll see when Avatar comes out.
Well, I don't know. Like, Superman went on digital over the weekend.
Quick. Yeah,
and like people who are watching at home like absolutely loved it.
Yeah. Well, it's
And
a good movie.
well, and like they got to be pretty happy with the metrics coming back because over the weekend they also announced that like the direct sequel to Superman's going to be fast tracked.
Oh, I didn't see that.
So yeah, I'm very optimistic about that.
Yeah, I've got high hopes for that new DCU. I'm really excited to see it. But anyway, we're not here to talk about Fantastic
We
Four or Superman. We've done all that.
we kind of yeah.
Go and
People
listen
are
to our other episodes if you want that
people
stuff.
are shouting at us because we spent 3 months
Like
on Superman
yeah, you were
stuff.
gone for 3 weeks and you come back and you're still talking about Superman. Just get
Yeah.
over it.
So before we go into our kind of weekly project, so what what have you kind of heard about this movie and about Zach Cregger and in
I've
general?
not heard too much actually. It's not really my typical wheelhouse of movie. I haven't seen his other movie that he did. Has he done anything else other than Barbarian?
Well, he's done Barbarian, and he was already famous, like YouTube famous for
I was
being
gonna
in.
say, was he? Because I don't know who he is.
He was in like the YouTube sketch comedy group, The Whitest Kids You Know.
Oh, was he?
Um,
Interesting. I
which
had
like
no idea.
I've never been like a fan, but like I'll see their videos pop
Yeah,
up
I'm the same.
occasionally.
Yeah, I'm the
And
same. I'm not really never followed them, but I know of them. Yeah.
when I love sketch comedy, right?
Yeah.
But there's so many troops
Yeah,
out there
I
or
know, it's
whatever.
hard to
But
follow in it. Yeah.
no, and like he was kind of doing like the Jordan Peele art,
Yeah, 'cause I was gonna say
comedy to
I didn't know
horror.
he was a comedy guy.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Uh,
I
so
have not seen Barbarian, so I don't really know what to expect. All I've heard is that this one is very good. So
yeah, well,
that's basically all I know is that this is a good movie, but I'm not entirely sure what to expect. I'm feeling like it's probably going to be a bit mind fucky.
well,
But I don't know what I'm basing that off of.
we should give the caveat that Pete's not a horror guy, so
Yeah, I'm not
Barbarian was not
really
a
a horror
natural
guy.
watch for you, but it
Well,
is quite good. Like the script of that movie is perfect.
oh
It's
yeah,
honestly
okay.
it's so great, and the way that it changes structure with each of its acts is
Oh, okay, cool.
incredibly impressive.
Well,
So
I like the sound of that. I like when things, or I like people doing interesting, fun things with narrative.
yeah, like and it's a movie that has a lot to say, and the less you hear from me talking about it, the better. So I think you should go back and watch it. It is pretty scary.
Well, I tell a lie though about this movie because I did read one quote from him. What's his name? Cregger's.
Cregger, yeah.
It was saying that like he wrote this as like a cathartic exercise after he lost one of his like good friends.
Yeah, and
And he said he was just like pouring out all of his pain and emotion into this movie. I was like, oh crap, that
I
sounds
think
like it's gonna be rough.
I think Trevor Moore is the name, and like it's a guy who was in The
Oh, was
Whitest
it?
Kids You
Okay,
Know.
okay, all right.
He died in an accident falling off of a ladder or
Oh,
something
jeez.
at his home. Like so, it was just really
That's brutal.
sudden. So like I don't know, pain can make great art
It can,
sometimes. Like
very
so,
raw and emotional stuff.
I
Yeah.
feel like we're a little reductive saying that, but it's like I don't know. Anyways, he's definitely a director on the upswing.
Yeah, oh man, I'm looking forward to seeing this one because yeah, as I say, not a horror guy, but I mean I don't not like it. I'm just a wuss, so I get scared. As we'll get into when we start talking about
So
The Conjuring.
so Cregger after this, he's making like the reboot of Resident Evil.
I had no idea they were rebooting Resident Evil.
And
Wow.
so I think he's gonna
Of
make
all the things, why would he want to do that?
he's gonna reboot it, but his vision this time is to make it good.
Oh,
To make at
okay, I
least
see where
one
he's coming from.
make at least one good movie.
Wow, what a great idea.
no,
Visionary.
no one thought to do that before. Like, hey, take this like great source material and make a good movie out
Yeah,
of it.
yeah. That's interesting though that I guess you got to sort of jump on the big movie, but
One
like jumping on a big IP like that is a
one
kind of interesting move.
he's getting like a $20 million payday for
Well,
it, which is
yeah, that's what I was trying to beat around the bush, but yeah, that's basically what it is.
man,
Gotta get paid, right?
Get paid.
Craig's got to get paid.
Get paid while you're hot.
Yeah, exactly. I hope it works out for him. I don't like it when these up and coming directors like jump into a big like franchise movie and just get chewed up and spat out, and then it just sort of seems to.
Are you talking about Barry Jenkins
No,
and
no, I'm
Mufasa?
not talking about anything. Mufasa's quite good, isn't
Which,
it?
like, I actually defend that movie.
Yeah,
I think
you
it's
like it? I've still not seen it.
well, I think it's not good, but it's also not bad.
There you
Like,
go.
you can see
I
some
think that was on the poster.
you can see some artistic flair in there.
Yeah, there you go.
But honestly, if it was not about the Lion King at all, I would say it's a good movie.
Yeah, well, it's a weird. I don't understand why they made that movie, but anyway, I remember you saying it was all right.
Well, so Pete and I do these ongoing projects.
Yes. If you've been following along after we finished our Superman project, we've dived headfirst into horror, which is kind of thematic for this week.
Yeah,
So we're doing the whole Conjuring. Is it the
Project
is there
Conjuring.
a
So
name for that? Is it the Conjuring universe?
yeah,
Because it's
like
kind of the
it's the expanded Conjuring
the
universe.
CEU.
Sure. I'm sure someone's pitched that
Yeah, someone's
idea.
done it. It's not spunk. Know that much.
Yeah. So we've covered The Conjuring
Yes.
and Annabelle so far.
Yeah, that's all we've done, right? Yeah. Conjuring we
Yeah.
liked, Annabelle not so much.
Maybe it feels longer because you've been breaking up the movies into 15-minute chunks.
Yes, it does. There is a bit like that. It's like I'm sure I've seen 20 of these movies. It's like nope, you've only just turn it up after 15 minutes and go for a walk.
But this week we see the new Conjuring movie kind of coming at us like a runaway train. So we're
coming up soon, right?
we're speeding up our watch
Yeah.
schedule here a little
So we're
bit.
going to talk about 2 movies this week, right?
Yeah, so we're going to be spoiling The Conjuring 2 and Annabelle Creation.
Creation,
Yeah,
yes.
if you don't want any of those movies spoiled or you are not interested in us talking about them, you can
Yeah.
just skip ahead to us arriving at the theater.
Yeah, skip ahead. Have a look at the time code in the description if you want to know, or just keep skipping 30 seconds ahead. That's what I do until you start hearing us talk about something else.
Well, we kind of parted ways where we just watched Annabelle, and I was very, very down on the movie.
Yeah, it's not. It was. Not
I guess
a
both
good
of us were
movie.
pretty down.
Yeah,
Like, 'cause just very low effort.
yeah. It was really interesting that like that was their first effort to kind of spin off or to sort of expand it out a bit, and then it really fell flat. But then they were like, "No, you know what? We're going to double down. and We're going to continue doing it." I guess.
But it
Because
made,
James
it made
Wan
like
comes
it
back.
made like $300 million.
Oh, did it?
So
So,
people
well, there you go. What do I know?
people love Annabelle.
I guess. I
but-
guess.
Anyways,
But yeah, let's not rehash that review.
So
Go
yeah.
listen to last week's episode. Listen to our Fantastic Four episode to hear what we thought about Annabelle.
so Annabelle, not directed by James Wan.
No.
Conjuring 2.
Came back, right?
He comes back to the
Yes.
director's
After
chair.
He took a break from doing a Fast and Furious movie.
Yeah, it's good.
To
Honestly,
go and
like
do the Conjuring too.
hearing some of Wan's quotes from directing those movies is very interesting
Yeah,
because
it's interesting.
Vin
for
Diesel
sure.
just seems like a real piece of work, man. Like,
I'd love to be on that set though, just to watch it. I feel like it'd just be surreal, just watching them all interact. But anyway, we're not talking about Fast
Family.
and the Furious. We're talking about Conjuring 2, which I appreciated because they went over to England.
yeah, well,
Which
that,
I didn't know anything about this story, by the way.
that was one thing I definitely wanted to ask you. Do you feel like they captured kind of English life in this one?
Well, it's something I wanted to get into because I think they did a pretty good job, especially for that era. What was it, like 70s?
Yeah, I think definitely after The Exorcist had come out.
Yeah,
already.
yeah. So they did a real good job, I think, of capturing that whole sort of aesthetic. I mean, it's southern. I'm from Northern England, so it's slightly different. But the one thing that really, and this is a stupid nitpick because it's like every movie, but I think just because it was reminded me so much of like my home and growing up, like the house that they were at and all the houses looked exactly like all the houses growing up, and like my house growing up and my grandma's house. I literally just visited her over in England. It's like it was the exact same house. And I was like, I know what that house is like. I've been in those houses my entire life.
They're not that
when
big.
they go into the interior of the
Yeah,
house, I'm
it's
like,
huge.
holy crap, like that is massive.
Yeah.
And like, I know that's a typical Hollywood thing, and they can't just shoot it in a tiny little English living room. But I was just like, that is massive. There's no way that house is that big. They show the outside, and then they go in. It's like the freaking TARDIS. I was like, that's insane. But no, other than that, I thought they did a pretty good job. I appreciated all the Cockney accents and
Well, yeah, and
smoking fags and
apparently this is like one of the most documented ghost stories of
apparently,
all
but I'd
time.
never heard about it. So is what I know about ghost stories.
So it's famous enough that they had to get the Warrens hopping over to England,
Yeah.
which I
Well,
can't imagine.
I
they did
read
that
into it, and
often.
I think like all these Conjuring movies, I think are pretty kind of like they're based off of things that actually happened,
Oh.
but it's like they were never that involved. Like I think they went over for a day and were like, yeah, it's probably bullshit, and then just left. That was about it.
You think these events are exaggerated at all?
Just a slight little bit. Like I don't think we have to really put too much stock into how much the Warrens actually did over in Blighty that day.
Well, I said it was interesting from the first Conjuring movie that there wasn't really a strong skeptic character, whereas this movie is all about skepticism.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
is this real or is this not?
Yep, that was the main point of a lot of it, right? I thought they did a good job of being like, oh, well, the church won't get involved unless there's like real proof that this is not a hoax. And I think they did that because I think it's generally believed that it was a hoax, like the real story. So I think they were playing up on that a little bit, being like, even though everyone sort of agrees that it was a hoax, this is what really happened.
Well, I would contend that all these things are hoaxes, even if
okay,
even,
you don't believe it, Trevor?
even if the Warrens don't think that they're hoaxes.
Oh, that just so you're saying the Warrens are shysters, Trevor? Is that what you're telling me?
I'm not saying that they're shysters. I'm saying that they're.
I'll say it. I think
they are maybe a combination of, you know what,
opportunists.
Well, you know what?
True believers.
I think that she is a true believer, and I think that he is a shyster.
Fair enough.
Anyway, but that's not based off of me knowing anything about it. Just like my general impressions of how Patrick Wilson is playing this.
Fair enough.
But no, I really appreciated that. Like that was what the movie was about. Like it was like they got there and they believe the family, but they're like, we can't actually sense anything. We can't find any proof for ourselves. And so
I really liked how they kind of how that kind of revealed in the twist at the end as well about like why they couldn't and how they were basically being tricked the whole time.
To show my cards, I like this one even more than the first one. I like this one a lot.
I can't argue with that, I really like this one too, to be honest with you. I don't know if I liked it more than the first one though. That's difficult to say.
I think finding a way to inject like a mystery box within this made it so much more interesting to me. And like it has all the elements I really enjoyed from the first one, including like their relationship being front and center.
Yeah.
But like here, like the first one's just so straightforward. Like they get there, like, oh, they are being haunted by a demon. How do we stop this demon from haunting them? Right. This one, they're like, we don't know what's going on. Yeah. Like something strange is happening. Is it a hoax? Isn't it? And then you find out there's this whole other added layer onto it that they're kind of bringing with them.
Yeah, I kind of agree. The one thing that I don't know if I loved about this one is I think there might have been one too many demon characters in this one, which is something.
Two? Is it?
No, there's three.
Okay, sorry. Can you?
Because there's the old man, right? Bill, whatever his name is. Yeah. Creepy old man. Gotcha.
Is he not he's not the crooked man?
No, the crooked man is a totally separate thing.
Okay.
Who's like walking around being creepy, and then you have Phallic or whatever the demon's name is. That's what I mean. It's like, and I think that's there's a problem I have with a lot of these horror movies and stuff because I try to dig into like, well, what's actually going on? Like, what are these demons trying to do? And like, who's who? And what's their motivations? And it's like a lot of times, like the motivation is it's scary as shit, and it makes this really cool sequence.
I'm gonna open this door and close this door. That's my motivation.
So like, I was a bit like, yeah, the crooked man. Yeah, that's a really creepy image. And like, yeah, there's a couple of really scary bits with him in it. But then I was like, well, what's he even there for? Like, what's the point? Because they could play that song and have him put it on the shelf at the end.
Yeah, I honestly had forgotten that was not the same character as Bill.
Because Bill was just a spirit who was like basically being forced to do this by Phallic, right? So, and that was the other thing where and I say this every time I feel like, but I was so scared watching this movie for like the first half of it. But then once it gets into like, that's just a 7-year-old man trying to bite me. I'm a bit like, that's not really scary anymore. When it's like creepy and dark and things bumping around and moving in the night, like that stuff scares me to death because I can feel that happening and like the not knowing is what scares me. As soon as you start seeing the crooked man jumping around with his big long legs and this old man being like, I'm gonna get you, I'm like, I don't know, I just feel that's kind of silly.
Yo, whippersnapper.
Yeah, like, get out of my house.
The stuff where Lorraine is kind of being haunted in her dreams by Phallic, and like she can't tell if the picture is for real or not. It's so scary.
Was terrifying. But that's what I mean. I feel like it was almost like, and this is something I'll get into as well. And when we talk about Annabelle, I feel like they're a little bit like trying to expand it. I think James Wan is very good at like, oh, we'll say that this is Phallic, and then we can do a bunch of nun movies, and we'll mention this, which I think worked quite well with the introduction of Annabelle in the first movie because it was just like a little nugget at the start. But with this one, I felt like it was like they really wanted to introduce that nun character because it's like it's going to be the coolest new character. It's like it kind of felt a bit like
Do you know what?
separated from the main story, but then actually it was all about the main
Well,
story in the end.
I kind of like that
Yeah,
part.
I can understand liking it, but for me, it just felt a bit like if they just stuck to the old man and then the nun, I probably would have, or just like have the crooked man be the. I don't know why I'm just really harping on about this crooked man thing because it was a cool design and I really love it. I think it was quite practical as well. Some of the shots with him, but I was a bit like, I feel like that's from a different movie and they just sort of stuffed it in here because it's cool and they have
Well,
this
yeah,
puppet.
maybe they'd invested so much time in doing that already that they felt that they had to keep going
Yeah,
and keep it
I
in.
really was digging the whole creepy old man like talking through the girl vibe. Though I thought it was really
Yeah,
cool.
and he's
Like,
just like a guy who died from the 50s or whatever, right? It's
yeah, it's
pretty
just like
recent
died
history.
in his chair or whatever.
Yeah,
But I loved when the girl was like he wants everyone to turn their backs and you could just see her out of focus in the back and it
that
kind of morphed into an old man in the background. It was such a cool effect because it was like you couldn't really see it.
they did it that a few times in this, where like the blurry stuff in
Yes,
the background.
yeah,
Just
he's really good at that.
well,
That's what I mean. Like the unseen stuff is like it really gets me.
like this is where like James Wan's a real director.
Oh,
Like you
he's
can tell,
really
you can
good.
totally tell the difference between this and Annabelle. Like of having someone with an
Yeah,
actual vision of like trying new different things that
yeah.
are gonna scare me.
Yeah, it was absolute. I was absolutely terrified. Like Trevor wasn't joking. It took me a few different. I watched the first like 20 minutes, half an hour of this movie, and then I was like, oh, well, I'll watch the rest like tomorrow or something. And then I left it like a full week. So I was like, I don't want to watch it when I'm by myself because that's too scary. And then and then I ended up watching it last night, actually finishing it last night, and I was just like, but I should have known because the last third of these movies, I'm always like less scared of. Well, not that it's not scary, but I can handle it more. When it's like now it's
Yeah, like
chasing me and it's trying to kill me, I can
well,
handle that
exactly.
more than like something's gonna move and it's gonna scare the hell out of me, and I don't know what it is. But yeah, I liked it. It was very good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I liked it much more than the first one.
I really loved like the twist of like how they solve it, where like the tapes kind of
Oh,
intertwine and
that
he
was
gets the
really
idea to
cool.
play them
Yeah.
over each other. It'd be annoying to be on that train with them though, where they're just playing these ghost
Yeah, and
tapes.
honestly, I felt like I was very like, this is cool in the movie because in real life you'd just be like, oh, look at my notes. This is what he said, and I'll just look at my other notes. Oh, yes, he obviously was saying this. So that's not an exciting thing to do. It's
Well,
like,
he
no, we got to pull the tapes and play them at the exact same time.
synced up the audio pretty well. Like
Yeah, they did a pretty good job of that, just like pulling the tape
he's a
through the
pretty
thing
good
and
audio
it
technician.
being perfectly in sync. Yeah,
But no, it's
I
the
get
stuff
it.
with
I
the
get it.
Warrens that I still really appreciate.
Yes, and that's what's really good about The
Like
Conjuring. We've
that
talked about it in the past.
like showing that the toll that this is taking on Lorraine, and she's saying like we shouldn't do any more of these cases, and like we know that she's secretly afraid that
Yeah,
Ed is going to die.
yeah.
And it also gives us more of a backstory into like how they
Mhm.
got together, because basically everyone else thinks that they're fucking crazy except for the two of them. So that's like the key to their relationship working, is that they were the first person who believed the
Yeah,
other person.
I just really love how they portray that relationship in these
It's
movies. It's just like
awesome.
these
It's so
guys just
good.
love each other so much, and like this is what they do, and they're just all about each other and their family.
Yeah, and I love that they kind of flipped the hero moment where like Ed got to do the
Yes.
big exorcism at the end of the first one, then she remembers that Valak told her
Yeah,
her name.
how did you feel about that? I felt like it was kind of a bit too easy at the end for her to just be like, "Hey, your name's Malik, bye bye," and then that was it. And I was like, "Okay,
Yeah,
I
I
guess
think
that works," but it felt a bit too easy for
it
me.
was a tactical error for Valak to it's
Like
just
the
like
oh, it's like Mr. Mixelplick.
well, it's like Rumpelstiltskin, right? Like the
Yeah.
guy's just like he's having a bonfire late at night singing about how his name's Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah, it's the folly of being a demon, I guess.
Yeah, it's like you just love saying your name, but you don't want someone else to say it.
Yeah, and I felt like the way she wrote that down in her Bible was an interesting choice. It's gonna crazily scratch one letter per page. Like that's not how people
Yeah,
write.
she didn't really clue in that she had written letters either.
No, well, I mean, I guess that makes sense, right? Because it looked like she was just scratching
I don't know.
lots of V's and A's.
I can see what they're doing, and I think that it was portrayed well, and like
Yeah, yeah,
it gives her that hero moment, which I think works well. It
yeah.
does kind of fall apart when you think about it. That like, you know, she just had to she just had to read her notes or whatever. And that was it.
No, I did like that though, because it was almost like it was like a whodunit where like they all figured out the threads of clues, and then they all put it all together, and it's like, oh, we figured it all out, and then boom, we've done it.
Well, that's
kind of like that aspect of it.
I think that's why I like this one better, and like it gives the Warrens a personal stake in this, like because it was actually like it was sort of about them the entire time when they didn't even realize it. They thought this was just another case.
Yeah,
and it turns out it's much more personal. It's like the Spectre thing where like Valak is like the architect of their pain.
Yeah, let's
I don't know why
to Spectre.
I don't know why Valak hates them so much. Like, I guess
we'll find out in the next Conjuring movie.
Yeah, or
We'll
the Nun. I can't remember which one's going to go first. So yeah, I'm pretty high in this one. Did you want to talk about Annabelle creation?
Yeah. So I was like, oh, we're back in business. James Wan's back. That was a really good scary movie. I was like, let's see if they can do anything with this Annabelle character, because I'm pretty sure I don't give a shit about it anymore. But I actually quite liked Annabelle creation.
I thought it was okay.
I thought it was pretty good.
I thought it looked fantastic.
Yes.
Like it had like a kind of 70s horror look to it.
Yeah, definitely did. I don't know if it was just low expectations, but I actually was like, I quite enjoyed that.
Yeah, I'm the same. I will note though that I think that Annabelle is in this movie a shockingly little amount, because they realize that Annabelle is more scary as a concept, and she's not really scary when she's on screen.
Yeah, I still have a lot of issues with like I don't really understand what the point of this demon that's attached to Annabelle. I don't understand what it's trying to do, or why it's there, or how it's there, or what it's attached to. It's like doesn't make any sense to me.
So this movie is a prequel to a prequel, basically.
Oh, I love the mental gymnastics they did at the end to tie it into the first movie. I felt like it was so unnecessary, but I really appreciated it because I love that stuff.
But about 10 minutes in, I was doing some mental math because I'm like, oh, this is 12 years before. I'm like, oh, you know what? One of these girls...
Oh, did you figure it out?
Yeah.
But how did you figure that out, though? Because it makes no sense.
Well,
because, like...
As soon as, like, because there has to be some reason why Annabelle has, like, significance in this timeline, and then also significance in that other timeline.
I guess.
And I just thought that, like, if you aged one of these young girls up 12 years, I didn't know who was going to be Janice or her.
Right.
Is it Carol? What's the other?
But that's what I was confused about at the end, though, because
the ending still doesn't make any sense.
We'll jump right there, because you're saying, okay, one of these girls has got to be the girl from the start of the first one, right?
Yes.
But like, from what I understood from the first movie, and I don't remember it that well, but like,
I'm not saying it makes sense, Pete, because I don't think it does.
Okay, because that was just a regular girl, right? And then she went and joined a cult, and then she came back and happened to find the Annabelle doll, and then they did a freaking whatever sacrifice, and that brought the evil back. But then they totally like retcon that entire thing.
One of the scariest things about that first Annabelle, which is a movie that is not scary at all, is that it's reflecting the Manson murders, and that it's really just a random act of crazy violence.
It's just a girl gets corrupted by a cult, and then a random act of crazy violence.
I think this movie and the previous Annabelle movie well established that Annabelle is like accompanied by a demon whose main goal is to inhabit a human form.
Right.
So why then in Annabelle?
So she's done that.
She's already succeeded that by the end of Annabelle creation. So but then by the end of Annabelle, she returns home, murders her parents, goes next door and sees. Oh wait!
That must have been crazy for her to be like, "Is that the fucking doll from 12 years ago? Why is that here?"
I double checked this. There's no mention of the neighbors like helping that family get that doll.
No,
so that's just a crazy coincidence.
Crazy coincidence. But that kind of explains why she was so taken aback when she was trying to kill that lady. She was like, "Oh, actually, that's that doll from 12 years ago. The demon doll's here. I'm just going to wander off and check that out."
Like, Annabelle's whole goal in that first one is to possess a baby.
Right.
But like
she was already possessed.
She's already possessing this like living form. What the fuck does she like want to go back like completely into the doll, then go to a baby?
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense.
All I can imagine is that she hadn't fully possessed the girl.
Wow.
She was like had influence over her, but she hadn't fully possessed her, and she was still partly in the doll, but partly in the girl. And then when they came together in that beautiful moment of serendipity, then she was able to fully come out and chase the baby that time.
I don't know. She had like a lot of like black vomit went into her mouth. That seems like you're completely taken over at that point.
That was funny. Like, I don't know why, but when she did that, I started laughing. I was like, "That's so silly."
I feel like I know that there is not real vomit in there, but I do still feel bad for those girls who are like getting thrown
Okay,
around and stuff.
they'll spit this black goo into her mouth.
I know like that's probably all CG,
You
right?
have to think.
But no, like I think that's a very silly part of the movie, and
Yeah.
it's all like I don't know why go to the bother of doing it as a prequel?
Yeah, and like just do it as a prequel, but just have it be separate. Just have it be like, and then the doll went somewhere else, but it was still a conduit of evil. Like you don't have to tie it in such a neat bow. But like I said, I did say I appreciate them doing that because I do like that kind of thing. But at the same time, I was like, that doesn't work. It doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't quite work. But yeah, I don't mean to shit on the movie because
No, I quite liked it.
I do think it was like fairly scary.
I thought it was a really good example of decent kid acting.
Yes, yeah, it definitely.
Especially because I felt pretty much all the adults in it were very poor.
Like the acting of it?
Yeah, the acting I thought was quite poor.
Well, I think
I felt like I don't know if they had a lot to do, like script wise, but I mean, I thought like the nun character was a bit like I'm just a nun.
I feel like she's got a lot on her plate, but
Yeah,
she is not supervising Janice very well at all.
Well, I mean, it was a 60. What was it? Was it supposed to be the 60s?
I think it was early 60s, right?
Must have been. Although, not to jump around too much, but
this is 50s because the first Annabelle was 60s,
right, and that was 12 years prior.
But like, yeah, there's TV, so it has to be like
electricity and TV, and I guess they had electricity in the 50s. What am I talking about?
It's okay. It's
the 1950s, not the 1850s. But what really shocked me was the car running over the girl at the start.
Yeah,
and they really like played that up with like, oh, we're such a great loving family, so you knew it was coming.
Yeah,
as soon as they were like, hey, there's a car coming, I was like, oh,
I knew it was coming because it was in the synopsis of the movie.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
it was like this beautiful family is about to get, but like it was brutal.
It was pretty rough.
But like,
I think Anthony Pelleggio, is that his name? I know I'm not getting his name right, but
was that the dad?
He's like a well-known actor, and I think he was pretty sleepy the whole movie.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out what he was doing with his performance at all. It was just kind of like disinterest, but I don't know if he was trying to play it as if the guy was disinterested. But even at the beginning, when he was supposed to be like, "Oh, we're in a loving family," it just seemed like he wasn't really asked about it. He was just like,
he's playing that game of hide and seek pretty like
it's like
lazily,
right? And then later on, he just like seems like he's just pissed off with everything. It's like, well, why even invite these kids to your house if you're just going to be miserable about everything?
Honestly, and he's going around just like staring at these girls for way too long. I'm like, I don't.
It was a bit odd. Actually.
I know it was the 50s, but I wouldn't stay in this house. This guy doesn't seem right.
And the creepy mom who's like, I can't get out of bed. I'm going to wear this creepy mask on my face. It's like it doesn't.
She's just the Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, it's just kind of silly.
I thought there was going to be a twist where like, she wasn't actually his wife, like that was the daughter or whatever.
Yeah, no, it's just they had no interest in.
It's just she had a gross face, so they.
Yeah. I was really hoping for a Gremlins-esque stair lift flying out the window.
Well, it's Chekhov's
like,
stair lift, right?
How do you have a chairlift and not have it go haywire and fire somebody out of the window?
The problem is that movie perfected that gag. Like, really where do you go from there?
Well, they just make it go backwards and forwards, and apparently you can't undo the seatbelt and just get off it. Like I appreciate them doing that, where it's like it's slowly going back up, and she can't make it go back down. I'm like, she could just get off it. Like she can walk. She's got a bum leg, but I mean, like she's not paralyzed.
Yeah, and like I thought that, this movie portrayed someone with like a physical disability very well.
Yes, I'll give you that.
And yeah, those two young girls especially did a great job. Between the two of them, they anchored the entire movie.
Yeah, there was the one girl. I was like, "What do I know her from?" And I was like, "She's in Superman and Lois."
Oh, really? Okay, who's she in that?
The big black girl in that. She was in this.
I might not have got that
far. In a later season, she's like the characters get introduced. But anyway, I was like, I know her from something. I like her, but she was like the only one I recognized. So to be honest.
And all the girls seem like appropriately mean.
Yeah, they didn't go overboard with the mean girl stuff, and it was like mostly like the older ones to the younger ones, which makes a lot of sense.
Well, and even like the young girl going to stay in the room with the two older ones, they're like, our two friends are going to stay here. I'm like, you know what? That kind of makes sense. Yeah, I'm kind of on their side here.
There's only 6 girls, like obviously.
Now they should have sent the one girl out to play hide and seek and with no intention of capturing them, but they're teenage girls.
Yeah, I mean, come on,
The one-
it's not like they were like beating on her.
The one looks like she's like 25.
Yeah,
or
I didn't really
It's
understand
like-
that. It was like, oh, we're poor little orphans. It's like, you look like you should be working for a living. You look like 30 years old. Look.
I thought it
It's
was
like,
kind of,
you'll know when you're older like me and you've got a paycheck.
I thought it was kind of funny how much confidence and like well-adjusted some of the older orphans seemed.
Yeah, that's true.
Because like you're like the oldest an orphan can be, which
Yeah,
means
you've
like
been rejected your
you've
entire
been
life.
rejected for so long. You should not have this much swagger about you.
That's very true. Yeah, they should have been miserable.
But no, they all seem quite happy.
They did all seem quite happy.
Yeah, it was interesting, and they were very accepting of like everybody except for the fact that like they wanted the older girls to hang out with each other.
Yeah, so harkening back to my comments about too many demons, I felt like they introduced the scarecrow in this movie, and I was like, I am terrified of scarecrows because of an episode of Round the Twist I watched when I was a kid that had a scarecrow come alive.
What is that?
It was like a
Like an anthology series or something?
yeah, it was a kids' TV show,
Hmm.
but it was like all wacky, like supernatural things, but it was very scary.
Oh, sounds good.
It was really good. But anyway, I'm terrified of scarecrows coming to life. But then that scarecrow, I was like, oh, it's gonna come to life and it's gonna be super scary. And then it just kind of didn't. He just put his arms in the clothes, and then it just
Yeah,
went
maybe
away.
that got cut or something.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It felt like they were really bigging up this scarecrow. And then they had that one scene with her in the barn. I felt like that whole scene was a bit like, what is the point of this? Is it just because we want to see lights going out?
Well, yeah, and that barn scene in particular, I thought that like the movements of all the stuff in the barn that's going crazy were
Yeah.
really well done.
Yeah.
But I ended up chuckling a little bit because I just imagine like the demons or the spirits or whatever, they're like, I can open the shutter really, I'm gonna close it really fast
That's what
to
I
freak
mean.
you out.
And then her she decides the best course of action is to get a shaky stepladder out so she can make sure the bulb doesn't unscrew. It's like, how is that your go-to? Like people in all these movies, and I try to like
People are stupid.
yeah, and I try to not hark on it because I'm like, people are scared and making bad decisions. But the amount of things that people do in these movies where I was like, that is not a realistic thing for you to do. Like, you should be either way more scared or way less stupid than what you're doing right now.
Well, this one makes sense because like all of their like education's very scripture based. There's not a lot of like real
That's
world
true.
practical
Let's do our learning.
education. Let's learn about maths. Corinthians 2:56.
That's fair. But still, I mean, obviously, if light bulbs are unscrewing themselves and exploding, getting on a shaky stepladder to screw it back
Just
in, just don't worry about that. It's not going to help you.
Yeah.
You're going to fall off it and hurt yourself. Oh, look what happened.
No, like this was like I still don't like fully love this movie, but it's
Right.
definitely a big step in the right direction compared to the other Annabelle. But
compared to
like,
the first one,
did
it's
you
just a
notice how
masterpiece.
little we actually see of Annabelle? Like she's barely in
Yes.
this movie
Yep.
because Annabelle was the use of Annabelle was perfected in The Conjuring, where
Yes.
she is a secondary antagonist.
Yeah.
She's not she can't anchor a movie by herself.
Yeah, and I still think the design of the demon is kind of hokey. It's not that scary when you
It's
see
just
it.
just a little basic.
Yeah, it's a bit like that's a dark. It's like a little devil right
And the
now.
concept where it's like it's a demon that's moving Annabelle around.
Yeah, like what? That's what I don't understand. Where I'm like, what's he trying to do? What's he
just-
trying to do here? I
it's
don't
not,
understand
it's
why
not
he's doing
quite
this.
clean enough.
Like when it runs and jumps on the bunk bed and she's on the top bunk and he's on the bottom bunk and she looks down and sees it and he pulls it. I'm like, what's he doing? He's just taking a nap. Like, I don't get what the point is. And then he's like, oh, I'm done with that nap. I'm going to rip this person fully in half now. And I'm like, holy shit, you can do that. Why isn't he doing that more?
So the Conjuring did like great prep work for this, in that like the first stage, like first stage of
yes.
haunting,
He's just
infestation.
trying to scare you. Yeah.
They're just trying to scare you, so it kind of makes sense. But like we kind of need to be reminded that each movie, or it does seem a little goofy that.
Well, and I think it just flip flops, right? Because I could understand if it was like, okay, it's building its power, so it's trying to scare everyone. Now it's powerful enough to kill people. But then when it's at that point, why is it still trying to scare people then? It should just be killing everybody.
Yeah.
It's like, you're powerful enough now to kill whoever you want, and you're still like rattling chains and shit in my bedroom. I don't understand why you're still doing this.
Well, remember in the first Annabelle, she was powerful enough to throw the priest like clear across
That's what
like
I mean.
a road.
Like, I don't understand
here,
the
like,
power sets.
A nun was able to just like shove her
Yes.
with the girl.
Well, she did stab the Annabelle doll, though.
What does that do?
It's things sap the power out of the doll, which has no power. It's just a conduit. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Child's Play is just so much cleaner because like
Yeah,
he is just a fucking doll.
and he just cracks jokes and stuff and stabs you in the ankles.
Yeah, we should do Child's Play.
Yeah, we
Actually.
I used to love those movies when I was a kid.
They're fantastic. My wife's cousin is in one of them.
No way. Okay,
I'll-
we're
I'll-
definitely watching
I'll
this.
tell you.
Don't. They're just gonna get doxxed now.
Oh, sure, it's not a huge role. Like
Yeah, every character in every Child's Play movie, every
Yeah.
cousin, it's one of those people.
exactly.
Good luck.
Well, anyways,
Yeah, we're here.
Pete and I have arrived at the theater. What happens next? We go in and we watch Weapons, and then we come back and give you an immediate spoiler-free reaction to the movie. We'll give you plenty of warning before heading to spoiler talk.
Yeah, don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back after this.
I'm looking forward to it. Wish us luck.
Okay, everyone, we're back. We've just seen Weapons,
Yeah.
which is funny because I was kind of like, I don't understand why it's called Weapons and we're going in. And
Josh Brolin had a bit of a line there.
he did, yes, to make it all clear. But ananyway, we won't spoil
I
why
think
it's called Weapons.
I think I
but
got some insight, but how did you like the movie, Pete?
I really liked it.
Yeah.
It was-
Okay.
yeah, I mean, I think if you're talking about Jordan Peele going in there, you definitely, it's that kind of vibe where it's like terrifying, but you're also funny, but also unique.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like that before. And like, yeah, it's I love and I don't know if you know, like, obviously you've seen Barbarian, but like I mean, you just kind of alluded to it, but I don't know if it's the same sort of thing with the way that he structured the narrative of it.
Yeah. Like Barbarian does switch
Like,
perspectives and
yeah,
main
yeah.
characters, but this one much more so.
Yeah.
Because this one isn't really constructed into acts. Really, it's
No.
more just like character.
Yeah,
chapters.
like I don't think it's really spoiled to say like it retells the same like story from different perspectives.
Yeah, while advancing it forward.
Yeah, exactly.
still.
And yeah, not exactly the same timeline from different
Yeah.
perspectives, but like overlapping.
Not really in like a Rashomon
No,
kind of
no,
way.
no.
But
Or like it unfolds more by showing you different perspectives of people that the other characters don't necessarily see those perspectives. Put it that
yeah,
way.
yeah, it's like it's not quite a Pulp Fiction, but it's sort of like
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction meets Magnolia, which like I heard the director based a lot of this off of his love for Magnolia. So that's a bit of a cheat, but that was in my mind going through.
Gotcha. Just watch the police car go past here.
I wonder if that makes it through to
No, I think
the
they
edit.
fill
He's
it
not
out.
pulling us over.
I hear a fire truck somewhere too.
This town's going.
So anyway, did you like it, Trevor?
I thought it was very, very good.
Mm.
Yeah, like I think I didn't like it quite as much as Barbarian.
Okay,
but
I really want to see Barbarian now.
I was entranced the whole movie. Like it has such an interesting premise and mystery about it. And
Yeah.
there goes another car. Huh. I wonder if some disasters happened.
Something's gone on. A bunch of kids have just run off in the middle of the night.
Well, there they go.
Imagine- It's terrible. I mean, it's not the image from the poster or the trailer is pretty terrifying. Just kids running, doing that Naruto run thing they're all doing.
Is that like I've never seen Naruto.
No, neither
is
have
that
I.
how
I just
Naruto
know it.
runs?
I just know it from Reddit. But yeah, I guess that's how it runs. But like people copy it.
Well, I thought that like I found it very interesting. The movie opens like showing you that these 17 children
Mhm.
ran away. And they're all sort of running with their arms behind them. I thought they were like all pretending they were airplanes,
Right,
basically,
yeah.
just
A little bit like
just
that,
like
yeah.
flying away. Very like childlike and full of whimsy. I thought there was going to be a bit of like a Peter Pan thing to this
Okay, yeah,
movie. I don't really think that kind of played out.
No,
but
not really.
yeah, so I've never seen Naruto. I really like this movie though. Like it definitely owes a lot to that Jordan Peele sensibility
Yeah,
for
it
sure.
definitely got that vibe from it. Definitely.
And then yeah, it's hard to talk about too much without spoiling it, but
It is, I know, because I hear you like trying to think of stuff to talk about. But no, I agree. It's kind of difficult to get into the nitty gritty. But I thought the performances were all really good.
yeah, any standouts for you? I think obviously Aunt Gladys was pretty good.
yes, obviously they were all pretty good. I didn't recognize the actress who played the teacher.
Yeah, like
I don't even know their
I
name. We
certainly
probably
reckon.
should have looked that up. But
Do you mind? Can you pull out your phone and take a look?
yeah,
Like
let's pull that up.
she looked familiar to me. She was great.
Yeah, I thought she was really excellent in it.
And obviously Josh Brolin's always good, but
Yeah.
he was particularly good. Like I could definitely like if these events happened to like my kid, I would become Josh
Yeah,
Brolin, probably
they
even worse
they did
than
a
him.
really good job of showing just like how devastating it would be if your kid just got up and disappeared in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Her name is Julia Garner.
Okay. What are some of her credits?
Let's have a look. Oh, she was Silver Surfer from Fantastic Four.
Oh, she must have taken off her silver.
She definitely
It's
did.
funny, 2 movies in a row.
Yeah. Oh, she was in Ozark.
Okay.
Uh, she was in Wolfman. Yeah, I don't recognize her from anything, but yeah, I must have, the only thing I would have seen her in would have been Fantastic Four, and I think I'll give myself a pass for not recognizing
She's
her.
got. How old is she? Because she has a face where I think she looks younger than she actually is.
She is 31.
Okay, because like at some points in the movie, she looks like she could be like 21 or something.
She was in the Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Okay, I never saw it actually.
Neither did I.
Oh, she would have been younger.
Yeah, I don't really think I would have
Yeah.
seen her.
So
In no, she was good.
I didn't. I've never watched Ozark, so I imagine she's like the daughter from that or something.
Never watched it either, to be honest with
People
you.
keep telling me to watch it.
Yeah, I've heard it's good, but I've never got around to it. But no, I thought she was excellent in it. Didn't there, wasn't there a bunch of like casting changes in this? I read a little blurb about it. I think it was the strikes or something.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Pedro Pascal
Yeah, 'cause
was supposed to
Pedro's
be the Josh Brolin.
character, yeah.
They're just swapping out Marvel actors, I guess. One Benedict
Benedict
Wong,
Wong, yeah, there's a bunch
was-
of Marvel characters in this.
honestly, he was fantastic.
He was great in this. I love it. He's great in everything, though. I love Benedict Wong.
Yeah, and there's you know what? I'm not even gonna dance around it. I liked all of the chapters. I think
Mm.
it was a really interesting way to kind of go about this movie. And the movie opens like it just tells you right off the bat, these children run away. We see them all
Yeah.
run away.
Mm.
That's not a mystery going into it. And then it skips a month ahead.
Right, yeah, it was an interesting decision, that really, wasn't it? It didn't really go into like showing all that happened. It was just like, nope, that's already happened. We've all done the investigation, and like it didn't follow like, oh, let's follow all the investigation and see what's happening. It's like, nope, it's a month later. Everyone's kind of just moving on with life now or trying.
Yeah, like so you don't really see the initial sorrow, but the whole
Yeah,
movie is like you're steeped in grief and loss and like
Just
frustration and anger.
confusion, all that. Yeah, it's really, really well done, I thought.
And there's a really interesting scene where Josh Brolin's talking to other parents of other kids who've gone missing,
Right.
and like they're asking each other how they're doing, and they're like, "Oh, I'm doing fine, you know, all things considered. Like, I guess we got to soldier on, right?" And like, it's just these like
It's the kind of things that people say, right?
Yeah, exactly,
When
like-
there's nothing you could say that would really make sense.
because you can't say to somebody like, "I'm wallowing in a pit of despair.
my
like
whole life is over.
every night I sleep in my son's bed because I miss him
Oh,
so
yeah.
much."
My marriage has fallen apart, and
Yeah.
my job is going to shit.
And like you have to say like, "Yeah, I'm doing okay." Like
okay, so you're doing
because like and like both those parents like they were like those were their only children, so like
Yeah.
literally like their lives are completely destroyed,
Yeah.
and and like they feel compelled to go to work, and they feel compelled to say like, you know, everything's okay. And Josh
Exactly.
Brolin's one of the characters who's like going and demanding answers, which like honestly like I think he's acting like fairly appropriately for most of the movie.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, apart from a couple of things he does, maybe not, but
Maybe not.
we
Yeah.
can get to it. But yeah, no, I think
I'm trying to think if I
he did a
forgot something
great
that he
portrayal.
did. I'm like, oh, I hope I didn't say something terrible there.
Well, nothing too great.
Okay.
And I couldn't place who it was, but it's Alden Ehrenreich. Alden, I can't say his name. Alden Ehrenreich. Alden,
Who is that?
the police officer guy with the mustache.
Okay, and what's he?
He's
Yeah.
Han Solo.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
Alden,
So
Alden Ehrenreich.
yeah, so he's
I haven't seen him in anything since Solo.
it's yeah, he's from Hail Caesar.
Right, I never saw that.
Oh, you should.
Yeah, I heard he was very good in that as well.
I think that's why he got Solo.
Yeah, I think it was. But has he done anything since then? Should have kept the IMDb
I don't know,
open.
and like, yeah, the mustache makes him pretty
Yes,
unrecognizable.
yeah, he definitely did. Because I was like, I know him. I couldn't place who it was, and then I saw the credits. I was like, oh, it's him.
Honestly, the mustache is not doing him any favors because
No.
he's like a handsome guy, and that brings him down.
Well, I think they're trying to sleaze him up a bit. He's definitely
Yeah,
a
definitely.
sleazy character. But yeah, I feel like it's so difficult to talk about this song without talking
Like,
about spoilery stuff. But
maybe if I have one or two complaints,
yeah, there's definitely nits to pick. I
m-
think with
I
some of the plot
I don't
devices.
I don't love how the movie is lit. Sometimes
Oh, okay,
I feel a
interesting.
little hard to see at points. I don't
Yeah,
know if that was our theater or not, but they were like,
potentially. It could. I also might have just been a bit intentional though.
well, there was one point where like something was like there's some imagery in the sky, and it took me a really
Oh
long time
God,
to
yeah, I
see
know
what it
exactly what you
was.
mean. Yeah, we should get into that because I don't really understand why.
On like there's one point where like someone's searching through a house and like they're looking at
Mm,
things on the shelf and like I think I'm supposed to be able to see
yeah,
what he's
I
looking
guess that's
at.
true. Now you mention it, yeah.
So I don't know if that's uh me in the theater not being able to see what's going on very well, or if that's like a deliberate choice on
No, the one you did
Cregger's
mention,
part.
the one you did mention though, that with something in the night sky, it was like, yeah, I was like, am I supposed to know what that is? Took a minute to figure it out.
But no, I think as a director, I'm really impressed by these two works that I've seen of his. Like, and for you just having seen this one, you probably get the idea that this guy uh, has a pretty good ability to build up tension.
Oh man, it was so tense. Yeah, it made me really want to watch Barbarian, to be honest with you, because no, I was really digging what he was doing in this one. He's just like just the way he moved the camera and the way the scenes played out. Yeah, it was so tense.
One,
And there was a fair amount of like jump scares too. To be fair,
yeah, no,
not
and
cheap ones, but like
one like
really quick.
like jump scares you could feel coming from a million miles away, and they still got you,
Yeah, yeah.
which is a sign of a well directed scene, I would
Yeah,
say.
when you're just waiting for it to happen, but you're still just like stressing about it. But then a couple that just sort of came out of nowhere as well, to be honest.
And really impressive visual storytelling because there's lots of moments where it's just because all the chapters follow one character
Right.
and they're just following this one character around. They don't have someone that they're talking to, but
Yeah.
we're able to see what their thought process
Yeah, that's
is.
what's really difficult to do. Like that's insanely hard to do with the movies. It's like without an inner monologue or someone to talk to explain what's happening to. It's like
Yeah, exactly.
the show don't tell aspect is really it was really well done in this movie. You're right.
And like not talking about the details of the movie at all, but like as it got revealed, like how did you what did you think about it? Like I found myself like a little
Yeah,
disappointed.
I was gonna say that I kind of agree with you. I don't know if I felt satisfied with the conclusion as much as I was hoping. But I kind of feel that way with a lot of movies. Like, although to tell you the truth, I feel like that's something that Jordan Peele does really well. Is he really
Sticks the
sticks the
landing, yeah.
landing really well with his movies? But I think it's insanely hard to do.
Yeah. There's just like it's this is like a, an 8.5 out of 10 movie
Yeah,
for
yeah.
me or whatever, or six and a half.
But I think that's it. When you got like a mystery sort of mystery box movie
Yeah.
when you're trying to when it's like you reveal the mystery at the end, like it's
It's just not quite completely
yeah, it's
satisfying.
hard to make that super satisfying because you look like it's so good because it's a mystery, and then when you pull back the curtain and show how the sausage is made, you're kind of like, oh, okay, I guess
Yeah.
that's reasonable, but now I'm disappointed because there's no mystery
The
anymore.
mystery's just a little bit off. Like, and just by like it's like missing by an inch,
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
like how like Mr. Terrific put Metropolis back together, but it was just off
yeah.
by
It's just off by a tiny little
an
bit.
inch. And like I'm standing here like looking at it, it's still mostly good, and I feel like a jerk for complaining.
Yeah, yeah. Well, then it was kind of a bit. I don't know. I was gonna say rush, but not. I don't think it was rush, but it was kind of a bit like now we're in the last story. Let's explain everything, and here's the answers. And
Yes.
he's kind of like, oh, okay. And now I'm kind of like, oh, all right. I guess this is what we're at. Where we're at now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know a way around that
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying
exactly.
I could have done a
There,
better ending or
yeah,
anything, but yeah, it's
there's
just the way it is.
there's not like an immediate script fix, but I
No.
like it did do like it did kind of hand feed you exactly what was happening. And again, that's not a huge complaint. That's just
Good guy,
that's the
'cause
difference between me like liking this movie a whole lot and then me loving Nope,
right, exactly, yeah.
which I think is very fair to compare him to Jordan Peele and say like he's not quite at that level, but this is still an incredibly impressive movie.
No, I'm glad that there's more people making movies like that.
Get more funny people making horror movies, I
Apparently,
guess.
right? I mean, don't they say there's like a fine line between horror and comedy?
Well, that's what, yeah, like when Jordan Peele first made Get Out, he
Mm.
said he sees them incredibly similar because
Yeah.
it's all about building tension and having a release.
Yeah, making them you feel that high intensity emotion, right?
I should watch more The Whitest Kids You Know
Yeah, apparently,
sketches.
right? Yeah, I
Maybe I
guess
wasn't
so.
giving them enough respect
Yeah.
over the years.
Well, I never watched Key and Peele either, to be fair. So
My wife and I went through Key and Peele like in full about
Right.
a year ago, and that show
Yeah.
is so good.
yeah,
Like
I feel like I've seen most of the good ones just from clips on social
Yeah.
media.
well, like the first season's the best. So like if you
Right.
watch that, and like most of the sketches are famous.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think I probably know.
I don't mean to be praising Jordan Peele this
I
much.
know. Right? It's hard not to compare the two, though.
Yeah, but it's really good. You should definitely watch Barbarian. Justin Long
Yeah,
is
oh, yeah.
also in that one.
Oh yeah, because I saw he showed up and I was like, oh, he's in it for
It's
a
pretty
scene.
it's pretty random how little in the movie he
Well, I
is.
felt like
It's not quite a cameo.
I feel like he must have been one of the actors that got pulled in when other actors dropped out, and he was like, I'm going to pull my friends in.
Oh yeah, interesting. Oh yeah, and maybe he was supposed to have a bigger role
Oh,
too.
potentially, yeah.
Like maybe he was supposed to be the police officer or something, and then he had to do like a smaller, like he'd just be on set for a day or something.
Yeah, potentially. That was a great scene that he was in.
That was so fun. Yeah, this movie is hilarious.
Yeah, there's some
too.
really funny bits in this movie.
Like you couldn't call this movie a comedy, but it's still quite funny
No.
and how absurd things go. And the ending is quite funny and
Oh,
cathartic.
God. Yes, that's one way of putting it. But I think that really works for movies like this when you do have those bits of levity, because it just makes like you can't just have like tension and craziness and like really weird shit happening constantly. Like
Yeah.
you need to break that up with some levity. It just makes it flow better.
I think compare this to a movie like Prisoners,
Right.
and I would prefer this movie to that movie, even though like have you seen Prisoners?
I
The
haven't.
Denis Villeneuve one?
No, I haven't seen it.
That's like the Hugh Jackman one and
Yeah, I
Terrence
know of
Howard.
it. Yeah.
Like their kids get kidnapped and then he's like just like desperately trying to find them the whole time.
Yeah.
And it's just too dark and too sad
just
for me.
soul destroying, right? I think that's
like,
why I haven't watched it.
It's an incredibly well done movie, but it's way too heavy. Whereas I can see revisiting this one.
Yeah.
But maybe we've danced around enough. Do you
Yeah, I
want to
think
go
we
into
should get into
spoilers? Before people drop off, make sure to follow the show. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, make sure to give us 5 stars. Maybe leave a comment or two, and then
wherever you're listening, drop us a like, drop us a subscribe.
Wherever you're listening, are you listening at a research station in Antarctica? We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah,
I don't think we have any fans from Antarctica. I don't know if Spotify would be able to capture those metrics.
I'd be interested if it did. But yeah, let us know.
Definitely. So yeah, we're gonna hop into spoilers now. So if you don't want weapons spoiled, and like you should not want weapons spoiled, it would defeat the purpose of watching the movie.
If you go into this movie knowing how it ends or knowing all its twists and reveals, then yeah, it would not be as good. That's gonna ruin it. So yeah, don't do it. Just pause this and go and watch it and then come back.
Yeah. All right,
let's do it.
So okay, so we were dancing around earlier. What exactly about the ending did you find disappointing?
I think it's hard to pinpoint really, because I think it was just the whole like, oh, it's an evil witch, which is fine.
The voodoo, like for me, it's like just like the voodoo thing has been a little bit overdone, as of late.
And then it was just like I didn't really buy the whole like reason why she would even be doing it. I mean, I guess because she was sick and needed like the essence of people.
She's trying to like suck up their essence, even though like to the movie's credit, it doesn't like explicitly state that that's what she's doing.
That's what I mean. But it's like it just felt a bit like, oh, really? Like it seemed not. It didn't seem smart enough.
I agree. It didn't seem
and it seemed like it was a bit like plot holy for like, oh well, we'll just hand wave the reason why the police were ridiculously
That's why, like,
dumb.
I was sort of hoping like it would be like a Peter Pan-esque explanation, like
Like they just flew off to
like
Neverland.
no, like these kids had some agency about the decision that they were making or
Right,
something.
right.
Not that I'm like ultimately disappointed in where the movie went. It's just it does seem like it goes to like, oh, like it seems strange that this happened because it was magic.
Yeah.
And again, it's not like a huge complaint to mine. It just feels a little unsatisfying.
Yeah, and I think as well, it's like what I was talking about with The Conjuring and Annabelle and stuff. It's like once the mystery of what's going on is revealed, and you're just like, oh, it's a little old woman.
Yeah,
Then I'm a bit like, I don't like that as much. It's like it's just and it's nothing. That's what I mean. It's nothing against the movie. It's like you have to have an explanation. There has to be an antagonist that you discover and defeat. But like when she was just like randomly showing up in random shots and jump scaring people, that was terrifying. When she was like doddering about in the principal's office, I was a bit like, that's just weird. It's just
she
a
was
weird
she was
old
a
lady with
very
a wig.
when she's on that ceiling,
Oh my god.
or then when she's as Matthew in the bed, like looking at Josh Brolin or whatever.
Yeah.
Then he wakes up from his dream. He's like, "What
But
the fuck?"
that was amazing because that is
Best part of the
the
movie.
exact reaction you would have. It's like, what the fuck?
Well, and
What's
like,
the other thing I didn't really understand? Like, because it seemed like people were dreaming about this woman. Well,
yeah,
why would that be the case?
I guess it's any supernatural movie you can wave
Yeah.
it around. I guess like she's putting out enough like psychic auras,
Yeah, I guess so.
evil energy or whatever. She's like she's not like a real person. She's kind of like a specter, and I have my theories on what she represents.
Right.
But I want to talk about that Josh Brolin scene a bit more, and I honestly think that that's the best scene in the movie where
Which one? Sorry.
well, he's dreaming.
Oh, that
and
one.
then he
yes.
goes and he's talking to his son in the bed, and
Yeah.
he's trying to explain to his son that he should have told him that he loved him more.
Oh,
and like
yeah, that was really.
Brolin plays that so incredibly
that
well.
Was heart crushing, man.
And then he just wakes up. He's like, "What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's like this is not.
That's not fair."
But so before, what's the? Is it Alex? Before Alex's chapter?
The Alex was the kid, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Before his chapter, I was trying to think what this movie is mostly about, and obviously,
Okay.
like it's about wallowing in grief,
Right.
and it shows.
You got a Trevor hot take coming up here.
No, I think this is like probably the default read of the movie, but
fair
you
enough.
could challenge me. So I was thinking it's primarily about like what does a town do after like a massive tragedy, like a school shooting or something like that. Like it shows like an automatic weapon hovering over the one house or
and
whatever.
that's the one thing where I was like, that's an interesting choice to do that because I didn't really understand the connection there.
Yeah, and like I still think the movie is sort of about that a little bit. Like it's about like a tragedy affecting like a small town. It's about like personal grief, like dealing with someone who's gone all of a sudden. But then once it gets to Alex's section, I really think this movie is about like the opioid crisis.
Oh, interesting.
And how like
that's really interesting. Yeah,
he's just like he comes home and then his parents are just they're there, but they're not there.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking about like what does Aunt Gladys represent? And I'm kind of thinking about her broadly as like she represents fentanyl or whatever.
Right.
Like, but she's dying, so she's gonna be on opioid medication, and like that's like she's bringing opioid medication into like their shared bathroom or whatever. So like just kind of introducing it to that environment, and
okay, I see
just kind of
with this,
and like the people there when they're in this trance, they're in like this drug like state.
Yeah.
Benedict Wong is like running around like with this like godlike power.
He was terrifying.
It was so scary.
His eyes was so bugged out. It was crazy.
The fact that it's so funny also makes it so scary.
It's just like unstoppable, just like running at people. Like without stopping, it's like insane. And he just like runs out of the house and just keeps running for so long. That was so funny when they just showed him running through like ball games and down the road. And people were like, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
Like, what is this guy doing?
Like, what the hell, dude? The background noises are so funny.
Yeah. But it was like, because that would be your reaction, but it's literally terrifying as well. It's like right at the end when the old woman's running through the house and people are like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Kids just bursting through the windows. It's insane.
But then the movie has other references to addiction, like the teacher, I forget her name, but she's very much an alcoholic. Like she's having, is it vodka? Like she's having vodka and water, which is fucking insane drink to make yourself.
Maybe it was like Gin maybe.
Maybe like
Gin and tonic.
I don't think that was tonic. I think that wasn't that just a bottle of water.
I don't know what the difference is.
Maybe you know what? Let's generously say it's gin and
Gin and
tonic.
tonic. She's a gin and tonic girl.
And then
The police officer was a recovering alcoholic.
he's a recovering alcoholic. Then you have James, who's a heroin addict.
Yeah.
So when I think about why this movie is called Weapons, like drugs as weapons, or like your own brain is a weapon against yourself when it's addiction.
Okay.
So like your own brain is acting against your own best interests, and you're slowly killing yourself. And then having it be kids who kind of disappears, it just like it brings it home for like family who's gone through this sort of stuff. Just like, you know, you had a sweet kid one day and then he just like loses himself to drug addiction or something.
Yeah, I could see that.
I also think like the school shooting thing is like
there's definitely
those are the two big crises happening in the United States.
I guess you got it in a nutshell there, right? It's like the microcosm of issues that are happening. I like that, Trevor.
Okay, thanks. So like
I'm on board with you with that. I'll follow that. I'll follow along with that.
And then Aunt Gladys sort of just like throws herself in there like a bat out of hell and then disrupts this entire town.
So going back to it, what was the floating assault rifle above the house about?
Yeah, like I don't know. Aside from
it seemed like a bit like. And I know you were saying earlier about how it was really dark, because I was the same. I was like, it's supposed to be something above that house.
It was hard to see.
I was like, what is this, like an alien spacecraft or something? And then it like, by the time I figured out, it's like, oh, it's a giant floating assault rifle, and then the alarm clock shows up on it. And I was like, what's the relevance of that?
It said like 217. I don't know if 217 refers to like a model number that I should know about. I have no idea.
Well, it was the time they all ran away, though, right?
It's the time they all ran away, but.
Maybe there's another meaning into that. I don't know, but it just seemed like I was missing a connection there about like why an assault rifle.
I had heard like I said this already. I'd heard that there was a connection to Magnolia, and like Magnolia has I can't even remember the number for Magnolia, but it's like a biblical verse or whatever.
Okay, maybe that's what it is then.
So yeah, it could be a biblical verse. I have no idea.
Something about weapons in general, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, yeah, well, I'll look that up. See what I can.
It was an interesting scene.
It was interesting. I mean, it's a dream sequence, so it doesn't necessarily have to make any sense. But I just found it interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking of it like Josh Brolin is like a parent of like the Parkland school shooting or whatever. Like it's like that same sort of processing of grief. Like, how could this possibly have happened? I want answers.
Yeah, it just seemed odd that it was very specifically that. When there was like nothing about guns in the entire movie.
Not really, no.
Yeah, it wasn't tied to anything really that I could figure out.
Guess just like a specter of danger that's always holding over whenever you send your kid to school.
A giant gun above your house, I guess.
Great.
Yeah, it's a bit grim.
Yeah, bit grim.
Yeah, because you can definitely see the parallels, like you said, and it's definitely about that a bit. But that just seemed like it was very overtly. Assault rifles are evil, and I was like, oh, that's an interesting point to make, because it's not really been that overt about it thus far.
Yeah. So, like, how are the police this incompetent? Like,
that was the one thing about the movie that I was a bit like, because I wanted to be on board with the like Josh Brolin and the Silver Surfer are gonna like Nancy Drew this shit and figure it all out, but they literally said, this is the way one of them was running, and this is the way the other one was running.
That'd be the first thing I looked at
and I intersect perfectly at this house that has this creepy old woman that's just showing up out of nowhere, and also the only kid that didn't disappear lives there. Maybe investigate that a bit more than going around once.
Yeah, they came around to the house once, and
it was creepy.
Yeah,
like that. Like how is nobody like? Because she like, but even when they first interviewed him, she was like, "Oh, he's recently had a stroke, and I'm looking after him." It's like, how is nobody around going like they were fine yesterday?
Neither of those people have gone to their jobs or talked to anybody.
They don't have any friends in the whole neighborhood. Like that seems a bit like that was what I was saying. Like, there's there's some plot holes that just kind of, which is fine. You can just hand wave that stuff away. I mean, we're talking about magic and making turning people into zombies and that. So I mean, you can get around it. Maybe she just called up their jobs and said they're not coming in because they're both had a stroke.
I think it was a little rude of Gladys to do that to her hosts. Like she was a guest in their
It was
house.
unnecessary, wasn't it? And I also was like, I feel like if you stab yourself that many times in the face with a fork, there'd be way more blood.
Yeah, I guess like they got like weak little baby arms. Like they're not.
That was like in some intense fork stabbing.
There was also like the potato peeler scene
Oh
I
my
saw
word!
really got
It
you.
was actually quite gory. Like
Yeah.
when Benedict Wong just like headbutts his husband to death, that was
Yeah.
grim. And then he gets hit by a car and his entire head explodes as well. It's like there was a lot of head exploding in this movie.
It was like it was very adorable that him and his husband were both like big Disney fans. They just are wearing these Mickey Mouse shirts.
And the dinner they made was amazing. It was just like 8 hot dogs and some carrots and dip and some chips. I was like, that is. I imagine that's what gay couples eat for dinner. That's fine.
Very Americana, like the Disney stuff, and like the Campbell's soup is very big in this one.
Yeah, that's true as well, actually.
So I don't know exactly what that's if that's a comment or that's just
Maybe.
like an interesting choice that the director's making.
Yeah, I do get the impression that like all the choices were very specifically made. Like he's not throwing stuff like that in without thinking about it. That's the kind of impression I got. Maybe I'm just giving him too much credit, but like there was a specific scene where there was an American flag in the background, and I was like, yeah, purposely putting the American flag in the background there.
Well, he was really like such a master at framing things in the background.
Yes.
To give like comedic relief to what was going on. I'm thinking specifically of the teacher kind of like bending down to talk to Alex, and like she bends down and it says witch right beside her.
that was a great job.
Like the art
that was the one thing that Josh Brolin did that I said he like it wasn't always doing the right thing because he was the one that painted that, right?
Yeah, but like honestly, if I was him, I would be at that teacher's house every day, or I would be at that kid's house because like obviously there's some significance going on with this specific classroom. Like, what are the police doing all day?
Yeah, and like. But was it?
It's very believable that this was not solved, though. I'm going to say it. I don't think that's a plot hole.
Pretty fair, yeah. But I mean, they should have at least. I mean, because she literally just like, and she was like, "Oh, the police are coming around, so I'm going to send all these kids away for a few hours and then bring them back." Like in my mind, like logistics around that, like how is nobody seeing these kids? Like nobody saw 17 kids running down the road into this one house, and then nobody saw them run away for a bit and then come back.
You definitely think that the police would have sent out like a mass announcement, like everyone check your doorbell cameras,
exactly,
to see like do you have footage of kids running like through the streets?
Yeah, because I love that how they were like, oh, they actually do have cameras and stuff, but yeah, to your point is like. Somebody's camera picked up 17 of them running down that road.
Yeah.
Or like at least like where they're going. Like Josh Brolin figured it out in an afternoon.
There are some people who are driving around at 2 a.m. Like especially this town seems like it has a drug problem. So like there's definitely gonna be people around.
That's what I mean. Somebody saw something or heard something. You know what I mean? Like you can't have that many kids running down the road and nobody noticing. I mean, maybe you could. I don't know.
I feel kind of bad for James because he's not sophisticated enough of a character to know that he could have got a much higher than a $50,000 payday by just filing a lawsuit against that police department.
Yeah, that's very fair. Although maybe not. It's a small town. You never know. You might just never see him again.
He really should have just told Paul that I have a needle in my pocket because like what did he think was going to happen? I guess he was high. So
these crackheads, man. What are you going to do?
And also, I feel like I would have done a much better job running away from the police than that guy because he was just turned direction. Like your advantage of a pedestrian is that you are flexible in where you could be running.
Yeah. I don't think drug addicts' escape plans are really the worst plot holes in this movie.
I've never had the privilege of running away from a police car chasing me, but I think I do a good job.
I did notice that like. The only people that get straight up killed or murdered, other than like
the police,
other than Benedict Wong and his husband, are the people that they make clear are not good people. I think the people that she has to shoot, like they make it clear that like they probably deserve to get killed. I mean, he's an alcoholic cheater. You shoot him in the head, he's fine. I think he beats up on criminals.
Yeah, I think Paul is just like he's an addict and he should not be a police officer.
No, he's just an addict. He's having a bad time.
I feel his girlfriend was just like going and throwing.
God, man, that was brutal.
Yeah, and she just poured. Yeah, and again, like this goes back to the substance abuse thing. She just pours alcohol on the teacher. I thought she was going to try to light her.
Yeah, I was like, what is he doing? It's like making a very specific point that this is what you like.
But like, yeah, before that guy even had a drink, he went there and said that he was broken up with his girlfriend.
Yeah,
So
you
like,
know, you know what
he was
doing.
like he went there wanting to have a drink,
Yeah,
and then I think like he wanted to blame it on her or whatever, right? So like
yeah,
that's kind of gets back to what I was saying that like when you're an addict, your brain is working against you and you're making rational decisions.
yeah. I did kind of feel bad though that like people had to die, and that and then at the end when everyone's kind of freed from this witch's control, like they're like, oh yeah, they stayed vegetables for the rest of their lives. Like, oh man, that's fucking
Well,
grim. Like,
I guess because those two people were under the spell for a long time.
no,
It gave
but I
a
mean,
little
like
bit of hope that the kids would be okay
they
at
could have
some.
just said, and then they were all fine though. I would have been okay with that.
Well, yeah, it was still very cathartic to see like she realized what was happening right away, and then she just like she starts screaming and she runs away or whatever. So
Yeah, they were
if
just all the kids just running after her and literally ripping her apart was pretty cool.
yeah, if we take her as the metaphor for opioids, this is really just like a kid saying no to drugs.
Yeah, it's
Infomercial.
it's like a dare commercial.
Yeah.
Just
Like
rip those drugs apart and throw them on the lawn.
there is like a pretty cynical read of this movie in that like old people clinging onto life are destroying the healthcare system by like robbing it of resources.
I love your hot takes.
I would like to think that that's not the director's intention.
Yes, we should just kill all the old people.
Yeah.
The kid should cannibalize the older people.
Yeah.
Because that's the way the world works.
No, I think going back to, you know, his writing this movie out of a personal tragedy, he loses a friend all of a sudden. I think he's using things like school shootings or the opioid crisis just to show like that, you know, you can lose someone right away to something that's so senseless. Like, and then you're angry about it because it doesn't make any sense. And then you're just like you're just left behind and you're wallowing in your grief.
Yeah, I think I read that there was a specific scene that was like, he said it was almost like autobiographical.
Okay.
I wondered if it's the Josh Brolin scene that you were talking about.
Oh, interesting. Where he's like talking to.
It's like,
oh,
interesting. Chance to tell you.
I hope it's not that he like ripped an old lady's head off.
Yeah, it's like this actually happened to me.
And you know what? That's okay.
I was so
that's
sad.
The grieving
I
process.
stabbed myself in the face with a fork multiple times.
Yeah, no, I'd love to know what scene is autobiographical.
Look that up as well. I've got homework to do.
There you go. And we got to find out what 217 means as well.
Exactly. I've got to write all this stuff
If
down.
you find it out, do you want to insert it into the episode here at the end?
No. Do your homework.
I didn't mean like you could also just text me.
No, I was talking to the audience.
Oh, I see. Okay.
If you guys want to know, look it up. I'm not re-recording the answer.
Yeah, I can't remember what the name. Like have you seen Magnolia? Like the
not
the
for
Paul
a long
Thomas.
time.
Because like there's a number that keeps repeating and it's related to like
I do remember that.
it's really like to Moses and like let my people go kind of thing. I don't maybe this 217 is also a biblical reference.
I'm sure it'll be something that would
this
fit.
Movie didn't overly remind me of Magnolia besides being an ensemble.
Yeah.
And then you got a guy who looks a little bit like what the heck's his name? From like the police officer from Magnolia, like from Talladega Nights, like John C. John C. Reilly. Looked a little bit like him. A little
sure bit. I'll give you that.
I think he's whatever.
It's like I don't know what you mean. Okay.
And so we're still getting back in the swing of things after coming home from vacation. So I don't know if we know specifically what we're watching next week, but
there's some good stuff coming out over the next month or two, though, isn't there?
Yeah, it was hard to pick what movie to watch today. Honestly,
it really was. Yeah.
You saw Naked Gun while you were in England.
I saw Naked Gun. That was really good. Yeah, check that one out. Not as good as the Leslie Nielsen ones, obviously, but I think a worthy follow up.
I love those movies.
Yeah,
I really want to see the new one.
Yeah, although I heard that they like totally cut out what's his name who like created Naked Gun and
Zucker brothers, and
well, one of them is left, I think.
Oh, okay.
He was trying to get Naked Gun remade for years and years, and then they just like went behind his back and like didn't involve him at all. You couldn't even bring him on as a producer or anything.
That's too bad.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. But no, it's funny. It's pretty good.
Well, it's perfect. It's perfect casting.
It really is.
Anyways, we'll try to update the Instagram, let you guys know what we're gonna see next. We're kind of just getting reoriented.
Yeah, it'll be fine. We're getting through these next few. We're running up to the Conjuring, and then we'll have to figure out our next project too.
Yeah, I have some ideas, but
Yeah, we'll get back to you on that, guys. It's gonna be fun though.
I think trying to find something that's not franchise or something like that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
do something different. Like I've liked the franchise thing, but
yeah. It's been good, but yeah, it can be
so we did one like a whole
too focused sometimes.
we did so we started with the Aardman, which is like
Yeah,
a
so
whole
we did
studio, a whole studio.
we have a lot of Ironman stuff.
And then we did Oscar catch up. And then we did Superman franchise, and now we're doing Conjuring franchise, right? And
Yeah.
we had one mini episode on
What did we do?
music,
Oh, yes, we did,
concert movies.
Yeah, we never went back because I broke Trevor's heart.
Yeah, no, let's not talk about that. So yeah, like outside the box kind of thing.
Yeah, we'll have some cool. We'll have something cool planned.
Yeah. Do you have a rating for this movie?
Um, well, I got a 6.5. I'd give it a good, like, a solid, like, 5.5.
Yeah, I'm close to 6. I think I really liked it as well.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
And it kind of bothers me that I don't wholeheartedly love the movie.
Yeah,
I feel like
I don't. It's one of those. It's one of those as well where it's like I'm not entirely. I can't entirely put my finger on why.
yeah.
Like it didn't do anything necessarily wrong or bad, but it was just like it just didn't. It didn't like get me over the line as much as I wanted it to.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no, but it's very good. Very, very good. I would say recommendation for sure. Check it out.
Yeah, we recommend it. If you listen to this whole podcast without watching the movie, I think that's kind of silly.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't like horror movies though, to be fair.
Yeah.
Some people are scaredy cats.
Or you just like really don't care about being spoiled.
I think this movie was very scary, but not in a way
Yeah.
that's gonna haunt me. Or
Yeah, it's
anything.
weird because it was scary and it was gory, but I'm like, I'm not. Well, it didn't bug me too much. Like, I'm worried I'm got to spend the night by myself in my house. My family's not there. I'm gonna be like
Maybe you're gonna
seeing crazy old women with like mad lipstick.
gonna spend the night with Aunt Gladys.
Yeah, like Annabelle and some nuns.
Well, don't think about that. You're really gonna get yourself spooked out.
I'll just sleep with the light on.
It is kind of spooky being in a big house by yourself. So.
All right.
Well, good luck. I'm gonna go home to my family who loves me.
Yeah, my dog's not even here to protect me.
Oh, where is he?
They took him. They went
Oh,
away. They went away without me because I had to work.
I'm sorry.
I know. I've got to work on that. Being scared to death.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Anyway, if you never hear from me again, it was one of those things got me. But
if we never hear from you again, I have to be a prime suspect. So please survive.
yeah,
At least
I'm gonna
for
hide
another.
this. I'm gonna hide this recording so Trevor can erase it.
As you go in, make sure your Ring doorbell really sees that I'm pulling away
It'll
from
just
the
be
house.
a video of me and Naruto running like across the street here. Just make sure you like target it up to see where I might have gone.
I wonder if that's like a TikTok trend already. People doing that to the.
Well, honestly, because I remember the reason I heard about it was, did you remember when they did that whole Reddit thing a few years ago where they were going to storm Area 51
Oh God, yeah.
and they were all like Naruto running in the background of the interview?
I gotta watch this anime. Like it, I
I've
guess
never-
it's.
I've
I guess
never
it's
seen
very
it.
popular.
I mean, the kids these days.
I guess there's a good Venn diagram to be made of people who would watch that anime and people who would storm Area 51.
Exactly. Yeah, and I don't think people who listen to our podcast would really overlap in that Venn diagram. So we're probably not the only ones who are not familiar
No,
with it.
but I'm like plenty of good Naruto fans who would not storm Area 51.
Oh, yes. We're not going to pigeonhole Naruto fans
Yeah, I actually know
to be reprobates.
I know nothing about the character aside from he looks a little bit like a cat. That's the
Yeah,
only
I
thing,
mean,
that's the
I
only
don't
thing
know.
know.
Yeah, it's just a typical like anime character who runs with his arms out of the back, like he wants to go to Neverland, I guess.
I just know like because my brother-in-law likes anime, and every time we look up for gifts for him, it's all Naruto stuff, and he
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
like Naruto that
Oh,
much,
really? Yeah.
and so it's like they just dominate the merch.
Well, there you go.
Okay, well we'll leave you on that. We'll leave you on that
There
note.
you go, a bit of Naruto talk. But no, you go see this one, guys. It's a real good one. And we promise we won't leave it 3 weeks until our next episode this time.
Yeah, well now like we took ourselves away, and now we're coming back.
Yeah,
so
now we're full force
now,
now.
you know how much you missed us at this point.
Exactly. And you're gonna be sick of the sound of us.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, until you are sick of the sound of us, until next time, that's the final word.